Hi, I'm Mark, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Bose QC35 Mark II 1 year later. What do I love about them? What do I hate about them? Did they stand the test of time, or will I be looking elsewhere in 2019? Before we get started with what I loved and hated, I really have to commend the build quality of these headphones. I've used them a lot and they're still looking pretty fresh after a year. There's a few scratches here and there, mainly my fault, but apart from that, I'd say there's actually very few signs that I've ever really used these at all. The ear foam is just as springy as it was from day one. I've had zero technical faults, and none of the moving parts have had any issue whatsoever. In short, they've survived a year of vigorous use with no problems at all. But let's be real, at this price point, that's not exactly what you'd call a miracle. I mean, that's what you should expect for your money, really. So instead of celebrating the fact that these headphones still work and exist after a year, I instead really want to give you guys a feel of what I loved and disliked about living with these headphones for 365 days. So here it is. So I was impressed with the active noise cancellation of the Bose QC35 Mark II straight out of the box. And 1 year later, I still have moments where I'm totally blown away by the level of noise cancellation that these headphones put out. When I'm on the underground in London, I'll just lift off one ear cup just to give myself one of those I can't believe just how bloody loud it is out there moments. And honestly, it just never gets old. So yeah, 1 year on, the noise cancellation is still as mind-blowing as it was on day one. What I also love is that 1 year on, the battery life is still awesome. I use them in 30 to 45 minute bursts several times a week, and I probably end up charging them once every 3 weeks, and that's pretty damn good. That hasn't really changed since I bought them either. The battery life was like that from day one. Plus, they've always charged up insanely fast, and you can easily get 2 to 3 hours of playtime from just 15 minutes of charging. And after carrying these headphones around with you all year, you just have to appreciate just how light they are. The build of these headphones actually incorporates a lot of plastic, which might initially seem like a bit of a negative, but it does reduce their weight a lot. It means that I'm much more likely to take them out and about with me, which is where these headphones are actually really useful and really shine, and that's where they really belong. It has to be said that these are the most comfortable headphones I've ever used, and that hasn't changed in a year either. So what have I grown to dislike about the Bose QC35 Mark II? Well, in the warmer weather, I've had to ditch these headphones entirely and go for earbuds instead. Why, you might ask? Well, because it's like wearing earmuffs, literally. So that makes exercise of any kind a no-go, because nobody likes sweaty ears, and besides, during most exercise sessions, they just fall off anyway. But while most of the above applies to all other over-ear headphones as well, it does mean that I do wear these a little bit less during the summer and when exercising, which is definitely something that you should bear in mind before you buy these. One other niggle I have is that on a really windy day, I can hear the wind like it's blowing directly into my ears, because I'm pretty sure it is. You know the awful sound you hear when you're talking to someone and they're in a really windy location? Yeah, it's that. And it's not particularly pleasant. I've read that strong wind noises confuse the noise cancellation microphones, but again, it's the same with every other pair of active noise cancelling headphones I've ever tried, so I can't complain too much. There's a Google Assistant button on these headphones, which now also works with Alexa, which is great, but personally, I just didn't really find it useful or have a use for it at all. I have an Apple Watch to check my notifications and messages without having to pull my phone out all the time, and plus I can easily skip, pause, play using the physical buttons on the headphones. But to be honest, I'm the same with Siri, Alexa, Bixby. It's just not really my thing, and I've probably only used that button once in a whole year. But fortunately, you can remap the button to control the level of noise cancellation though, so I'll probably end up doing that when I remember. Now, audiophiles may wish to look elsewhere, but for me, the sound quality is still pretty overkill for casual podcast, music, or movie listening. It's awesome. If I'm video editing or recording music, I might give you a different answer, and also I will probably use a different pair of headphones for that entirely. So before we wrap this up, this feels like a good time to talk about the elephant in the room, the Mark III ANC headphones from Sony. They can definitely compete with these headphones in terms of active noise cancellation, and I think we can all agree that they do probably win the battle when it comes to sound quality. But the Quiet Comfort 35 Mark IIs are still more comfortable to wear, and that's not necessarily something I'd find so easy to sacrifice. Competitor options aside, these headphones haven't let me down once over the last year. I really couldn't live without them, I couldn't commute without them, and I still enjoy them as much as I did on day one. Yes, there's competitor products out there that you guys should seriously consider, but for me, I'd still go out and buy another pair of these headphones tomorrow if I didn't own them already, or they say exploded randomly. So thanks for watching my look back at a year with the Bose Quiet Comfort 35 Mark II. Do you guys have any questions about these headphones as someone who owns them and clearly uses them all the time? Would you go for these, or are you interested in the Sony headphones? Let me know by leaving a comment below and I'd happily reply and read your opinion on these headphones and the Sony ones too. Oh, and don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram up here if you like seeing photos of London or you just want a heads up when my next video goes live. I'd highly recommend it because I'm biased. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave for tons more tech reviews and videos just like this one. And until next time, Mark over and out.